Welcome to Evermore Love. Good evening, story seekers and heart wanderers. If you're discovering Evermore Love tonight, welcome to a space where words weave magic and emotions run deep like hidden rivers. Our latest tale. It's a captivating one. My boss buys 2 rings, a learn English through stories adventure that'll blend sweet romance with those oh-so-real twists of life. Imagine sparks flying in a boardroom, secrets wrapped in velvet boxes, and a love that dares to rewrite the rules. Curl up, hit play, and let's make a pact. Watch this full video to the end. Your undivided attention is what turns these stories into shared dreams. Plus, we're on the cusp of that thrilling 1K subscriber mark. If this melts your heart, subscribe now, drop a like and share with a friend. Together, we'll celebrate with even more enchanting journeys. Sound perfect. Lights down, hearts up. Let's begin. In the gleaming towers of downtown Seattle, where rain-slicked streets reflected neon dreams and the Space Needle pierced the perpetual drizzle like a silver promise, worked Sophia Lane. At 27, she was the epitome of quiet fire, a junior marketing exec at Apex Innovations, with sleek black hair that fell in a professional bob, almond-shaped eyes the color of warm caramel, and a smile that could disarm the sternest client. Sophia's days blurred in a symphony of spreadsheets and strategy sessions, her creativity bottled like fine wine for pitches that sealed million-dollar deals. But beneath her tailored blazers and poised presentations lurked a dreamer, one who sketched doodles of far-off beaches in the margins of her planner and harbored a secret ache for a love that felt like home, not a hustle. Her boss, Alexander Alex Harrington, was the enigma at the helm, 35, with a kind of commanding presence that filled conference rooms like a gathering storm. Tall and athletic from weekend hikes in the Cascades, he had tousled chestnut hair, a jawline shadowed by just enough stubble to hint at rebellion, and piercing blue eyes that seemed to see straight through corporate facades to the souls beneath. Alex had built Apex from a garage startup into a tech giant, his drive as relentless as Puget Sound's tides. To the world, he was the unflappable CEO. To Sophia, he'd become something more. A mentor who challenged her ideas with a spark of respect, a late-night collaborator whose laughter over takeout Thai echoed like thunder in her quiet apartment. It started innocently enough, on a stormy Tuesday in March, when the office hummed with a low buzz of fluorescent lights and the patter of rain against floor-to-ceiling windows. Sophia was buried in revisions for the quarterly launch, her desk a war zone of coffee stains and color-coded post-its, when Alex appeared at her cubicle, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened like a confession. "Lane," he said, his voice a low timbre that cut through the chaos. "Walk with me. I need your brain on this merger pitch." She followed, heart quickening inexplicably, into the glass-walled boardroom overlooking the fairy-laced bay. As they paced, ideas flying like sparks from flint, her bold rebrand concepts meeting his strategic precision, something shifted. His gaze lingered a beat too long on her animated hands, and when she nailed a tagline about bridging worlds, he grinned, genuine and boyish. "You're a force, Sophia. Don't let this place dim you." That spark ignited stolen moments, coffee runs that stretched into hour-long debates on everything from indie films to the ethics of AI, team-building retreats where he'd pair with her for trust falls, his steady grip on her waist sending unspoken currents through her veins. Romance bloomed in the subtlest ways, a pressed wildflower from his hike tucked into her report, her favorite matcha latte appearing on her desk with a note, fuel for the visionary. By summer, under solstice sun that dared the clouds to part, their after-hours strategy sessions at the rooftop bar became ritual. Perched on leather stools, city lights twinkling below like fallen stars, Alex would lean in, elbow brushing hers, and share fragments of his guarded world. A childhood in foster homes, the empire built to prove he belonged. "Success is a lonely throne," he'd murmur, swirling his whiskey, blue eyes vulnerable as open sea. Sophia felt it then, the pull magnetic and terrifying. Her own scars whispered warnings. A college love that crumbled under distance, leaving her vowing never to blur lines with power imbalances. Yet with Alex it felt equal electric. One balmy July evening, as fireworks burst over the bay for the city's festival, he walked her to her car, rain from a sudden shower misting their skin. Sophia, he said, voice husky over the distant booms. You're not just my best asset. You make me want more than mergers. Her breath caught, pulse thundering like the display above, and when his lips met hers, soft at first, then deepening with the hunger of withheld storms, she melted into it, hands fisting his damp shirt, tasting salt and possibility. The kiss lingered, world fading to the rhythm of their breaths, until honks from impatient drivers pulled them apart, laughing, foreheads pressed in shared wonder. But love in the corporate coliseum came with chains. Challenges reared like hidden reefs. Office whispers of favoritism as Sophia's promotion swiftly under Alex's wing. Jealous colleagues planting seeds of doubt in HR memos. The ethical tightrope of their hidden romance, stolen in supply closets and weekend getaways to cabin hideaways in the Olympics, where they'd hike to waterfalls, her head on his chest by campfires, whispering futures unbound by bylaws. We'll go public when it's right, he'd promise, fingers tracing her spine under flannel sheets scented with pine. Yet doubt gnawed, her fear of being seen as the boss's girl. His terror of scandal toppling the empire he'd bled for. Tensions peaked in September, during a brutal board retreat in the San Juans. Alex, cornered by investors demanding cuts, lashed out in a closed-door meeting. His stress fracturing their fragile bubble. I can't lose focus now, Soph. Not with the buyout looming. She nodded, throat tight, but that night, alone in her hotel room with a fairy horn moaning like a lament, tears soaked the pillow. Was she his anchor or his distraction? The merger talks dragged, pulling him into 18-hour days, their texts turning curt. Miss you met with swamped. Look soon. The fracture deepened in October, as golden leaves carpeted the city parks and chill winds heralded change. Sophia, exhausted from solo evenings nursing chamomile and Netflix, confronted him in his corner office, floor-to-ceiling views mocking her smallness. Rain lashed the glass like accusations as she paced, voice steady but eyes betraying the storm. Alex, this isn't sustainable. I love you. God, I do. But I'm fading here, waiting for scraps of you. He rose, crossing to her in 2 strides, hands cupping her face, thumbs brushing tears she hadn't realized fell. Sophia, you're everything. This buyout. It's our ticket out to a life without strings. But his eyes, shadowed by fatigue, held a flicker of fear, the empire's weight crushing the man beneath. They clung then, kissed desperate and devouring, bodies pressed against the desk amid scattered contracts. Fate, a momentary capricious muse, before reality entreated with a knock from his assistant. On a crisp All Hallows Eve, when the office emptied early for a costume mixer, Sophia skipped, opting for solitude in her apartment overlooking the locks where salmon leaped against currents. Her phone buzzed at dusk. Alex, voice edged with urgency. Meet me at the jeweler on Pike. Trust me. Heart pounding, she dashed through twilight streets alive with jack-o'-lantern grins and laughter, arriving at the boutique where velvet displays gleamed under soft halos. Alex waited inside, suit jacket slung over his arm, expression a mix of nerves and resolve. The proprietor, a silver-haired woman with kind eyes, led them to a private alcove, where 2 velvet boxes sat like twin secrets. 2 rings. Sophia whispered, pulse skittering as he knelt, not with pomp but raw honesty, blue eyes locking on hers like lifelines. The first, a delicate platinum band with a solitaire emerald, her birthstone flanked by paved diamonds, slipped onto her finger with trembling hands. Sophia Lane, you've bridged my worlds, made this throne worth sitting on. Marry me. Not despite the chaos but through it. Our love, unscripted, unbreakable. Tears blurred the facets, her yes a sob of surrender, pulling him up into an embrace that tasted of relief and rain-kissed promise. But the second box. He opened it to reveal a matching band, simpler, etched with their initials intertwined. This one's for me, he said, voice cracking, sliding it onto his own finger. A reminder. You're my partner, not my employee. Tomorrow I resign from Apex. Sell my shares, step back. We start fresh. Your creative agency, my consulting on the side, a life where boardrooms bow to us. Shock rippled through her, joy crashing with the weight of his sacrifice. The empire yielded for her light. Alex. You can't. It's your everything. He cupped her face, forehead to hers, the jeweler discreetly vanishing. You are. 2 rings, soft, one for forever, one for the man who chooses you every dawn. In that alcove, amid the hush of polished oak and the distant chime of the clock tower, emotions crested, sobs mingling with laughter, kisses fervent as confessions, hands clasped over the symbols of their vow. They emerged into the night, arms linked, the city a canvas for their new chapter, umbrellas forgotten, rain anointing their path home. Their wedding came in spring, under cherry blossoms in a lakeside arbor, vows exchanged with the mountains as guardians. I promised to buy not just rings but time, endless moments for us, Alex murmured, voice thick as guests. Former colleagues turned friends, cheered. Sophia, in ivory silk that flowed like water, replied through shimmering eyes. And I promised to build with you, bridges of dreams and daring. Later, in a cabin honeymoon scented with cedar and wild roses, their love unfolded unhurried. Lazy mornings tangled in linens, hikes to vistas where they'd toast with coffee mugs, her head on his shoulder as eagles soared. Challenges lingered, of course, navigating new ventures, the ache of goodbyes to old routines, but they faced them hand in hand, rings glinting like beacons. Years wove their tapestry. A cozy bungalow in the suburbs, laughter of adopted twins echoing through rooms painted in sunset hues, Sophia's agency thriving with Alex's quiet counsel. He bought 2 rings that Eve not from whimsy, but wisdom, a proposal and a pledge, turning boss and employee into beloveds, empire into eternity. Ah, what a whirlwind of the heart, wasn't it? If my boss buys 2 rings left you smiling through happy tears and pondering your own leaps of love, please subscribe to Evermore Love for more beautiful stories that teach and touch, perfect for your English adventures and beyond. Your subscription is a gift. Let's blast past 1K and keep the romance alive. Comment below. Ever fallen for someone unexpected? Like, share, and always watch to the end. It means the world. Until our next tale, dream deeply, love bravely. Good night.